Alright, we got this little 98 Prelude in. So we drove through some weather last night, but what a unit. It's kind of an old school vibe. We got the Crane Cam's ignition box and coil. Jackson Racing Supercharger. Pretty nice little setup, little DC Sports header. You guys get to go throw it way back and find out what this combo makes again. Does have an S300 in it. Jamie's on the keyboard right now. So don't mind the dirtiness. It just got towed across a couple states. So
yeah, he picked it up and he bought it in Utah and brought it here.
So he drove from Missouri to Utah.
To here on his way back.
Makes sense. So years ago, I made a whole cog drive for these. That was pretty cool. Oh, we got a... There's something you're gonna have to do, dog. What? I just noticed. This is old school. We've got to get rid of the missing link. Basically, the map sensor's before the supercharger, so we gotta put a vacuum light on it to after the supercharger. You know what I mean? So it sees boost.
See if it starts at all real quick?
Yeah, of course. Yep. The other thing about these sometimes is the crank triggers can be a little weird with this 300 because crank sensor's down at the bottom, and it's got a mobilizer. You are getting RPM? I was gonna say because we could check for fire too, because hard to say if the mobilizer's been bypassed already or not. Okay. No fire. No fire. We have to check the immobilization. Is that a cobra head?
It is a cobra head, dog.
Well, I hope it don't bite you.
It might.
Okay, I got under the dash and it does look like they've already bypassed it. So we're gonna have to see if there's a switch somewhere for it. This is the box. And flip some switches, or what we think are switches. Not that one. We do got all this ignition box stuff as well, so adds another level of difficulty. Brings the track down.
Yeah, that's Lane Stoich Rich. That could be a narrow band or a wide band.
Old school stuff was just dancing lights. And there were narrow bands tapped into the stock stuff. We got the coil. Usually it's tied to the igniter. Well, this is gonna be a chore. So I just took the coil off. We may, see it's wired in down there. We may end up just throwing a stock coil on this. This is some ancient stuff.
No, I just found an FMU hiding under here.
So an FMU is a 12-to-1 fuel pressure regulator, so every 1 pound of boost gives you 12 more pounds of fuel pressure. Pretty extreme for a set of...
Super regulator.
Yeah, if we have a set of 550s, that should be plenty of fuel for what the setup is with a pump.
So this thing didn't have the Honda in it originally.
Okay.
He just bought it, and from what we're gathering, it wasn't running, put a Honda in it, and they were starting to change the distributor.
Yeah,
solder stuff.
We found some solder right there, so somebody was trying to wire something.
They've been going through trying to get it running.
The best way to do these guys is to throw an OBD1 distributor on it, get the little crank jumper, and absolutely be done. Internal coil, everything works great, and it minimizes all this stuff. So
all that wiring over there is completely unnecessary.
Yeah, this whole nest of stuff. And
you've got probably 30 of these boxes bad.
Yeah, I have a ton of these at my house. Just old stuff, mid-2000s. And they put a new distributor on it, so you know they were working on it, trying to figure it out.
And the solder.
Yeah.
The map sensor's in the wrong place.
Yeah. We'll get that to where it can see some boost, because how do you tune it if it doesn't see boost? And those will read up to 11 pounds, so it should still be good enough for supercharger.
Yeah, we don't need like.
Because this thing's gonna make 5-6 pounds maybe.
If that.
Yep.
This pulley system on these is crazy.
Yeah.
With like the little short jack shaft and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you showed that on camera. So it's got the normal serpentine belt, comes up to this plate. Then there's a jack shaft here that then spins it.
That's what I was saying. Back in the day, I did that whole cog belt drive.
You cogged this side?
Yeah.
And this was still a normal belt?
Yep. We made 22 pounds cog driven.
I mean,
it's like
it gets rid of
360
all the
horsepower.
slip.
Made 20 pounds at rev too.
How hard was it on belts?
Not at all.
Didn't tear them up or anything?
Not a bit. Not once. It was actually more reliable.
That's good. And this belt wasn't crazy slipping or anything?
No. But you did run a guitar string.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go find some stuff, see if we can't make it work.
All right, so we found a stock coil plug, and I just had to solder a little lead on it. We'll plug it in and see if we get spark. This pretty much bypasses all of this. That stock coil back there. Plug set up. Hopefully we get some fire. Not saying we will, but I'm hoping.
Oh yeah, hold on. We're live.
All right, so chopping all the ignition stuff out of it.
Seemed to work. So Jamie's gonna jump in the computer and see if this will work. We'll have to see how far the timing is off too, because you can't sync it with a distributor.
Yeah.
And the injectors might be stuck.
Huh?
Injectors might be stuck, I don't know. Let me find some. Oh no.
I'm gonna charge.
Everything all at once. All right, figure I'd do a compression check real quick. Number 1, 150.
$155.
That one's looking good.
Yeah, so far. $145. $160.
All right, she's running. Code 9. So we end up having to do what we got to do anyway. We'll probably have to do what we were talking about doing anyway. Yeah, converting to OBD1. I mean, the only other thing is this is an aftermarket distributor. The aftermarket distributor, it may just need those wire flip. I mean, that may be the next.
Yeah, check that.
All right, so we flipped these 2 wires here on the distributor. See what we got.
It has a
But now we're probably to some injectors that are,
I have no wide band.
it sounds like a tractor though. So that fixed that, flipping those. We know we got good compression. I really don't want to mess with those injectors. Yeah, I do. I was just waiting for you. Okay. That one's working. Nothing. Two. Cylinder 2, and I think that's the one that probably had the clean spark plug.
You want to see if the injector plug is messed up?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Bust out the noise light. Let's try her. All right. Nothing. All right, so got a pair of butt connectors here. Got a pair here, and what did I find right away? There it is. All right, let's wire this up, get her back going. All right, so got a little butt connector on there, repaired that open wire, and we're gonna see if it fires all 4.
mile an hour. Not the smoothest, but they can get there. That's a start. This thing hasn't ran in years, so, you know, it is what it is.
Can we check the oil? Because that is very concerning.
What?
It was tuned on before.
That's the
With
old
the
school stuff right there.
VAFC and the Jackson Racing. It's even got like the boost retard.
But all the classics.
Yep.
Well, thanks for all the work. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, Jam, let's try. Still got the code? The wires are flipped, but this one was known good. All right, since we kept getting code 9, it's hard to see here, but I have these crank sensor plugs right here. So I made a little jumper harness to plug the crank sensor in up there. I'm gonna try to convert it all to OBD1 on the distributor and see if we can get rid of code 9 and sync this thing properly. All right. So, where is it? That's fine. All right, so we're plugged in now right there. We can take up our slack and try this out. The other thing we had to do is we had to put a fuse in here that jumps our 2 powers together and tape that. We test it out.
I've got a 20 ampere in there because that's the biggest I could find right this second. So,
Well, let's try it.
no code, it does seem really retarded though.
It's okay. I'll get the timing light. We'll see where it's at. $112. There's a cat, T.
Oh, there is?
Mm-hmm.
That FMU should go.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Dang it. All right, we are back in here. That FMU, remember we were talking about 12 to 1. Well, it is so pig rich, we need to eliminate that. So I'm going to pull these lines off and plug the vacuum line. No leaks, we're good. She's struggling. 128. 128, and you can see it struggling.
I pulled that timing out of it.
Yeah, the timing. The timing is super weird. I almost want to, I do want to check mechanical, but that is a chore. And it could just be the distributor. The stuff can just act that way sometimes. So factory Honda distributors, that none of them are to Honda spec anymore. And whoever jigs them doesn't do it right. Like 16 degrees was 0. So, what do you do? See what that did there? He's climbing. Oh, that was a big jump. Big jump. Now we're back to factory power. 159. That's about what a factory one would make to the tire. 159, it still looks like the ignition's just, it's asking for it.
Yeah, and I was pretty rich up in VTEC.
In the VTEC. She's coming though. $168, slowly climbing.
2.5 pounds.
2.5 pounds. Not much more than stock then. Might be better down at his elevation, but like when I did them before, I had to really downsize that, and I put in a cord pulley on the bottom to get that bigger. I really overdrove the crap out of that. But I had it Teflon coated too and all that stuff, so I could.
I'm still a little rich up top.
Okay.
That's probably what that is.
It's so close on the ignition. It could probably take a degree.
Yeah.
But it's so close. I mean, you could probably leave it, honestly. It might just make 180. It might just be where it is. I mean, for what we just went through.
It's 22 degrees.
Okay.
That's 22. If our being 14 off is...
Yeah. Well, I always say it's right because you can see it just.
Yeah, I feel it too.
You can see, yeah. It's.
Because before the first... Because just with how it started starting up,
Yeah.
I pulled a bunch of... So, like, I had to pull a bunch of timing here to get the idle to stay down. Like, you know, a bunch of them have put, like, 0 to idle.
Yeah.
Because I've got the idle motor way out, and it still wanted to idle at, like, 18. So pulled a bunch of timing there, and then it changed the fuel a lot, and then the startup.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, man, so I just pulled, you know, I'd given it, you know, 10 of the 14. So I pulled 8 of it back away on that first pull, and then I, you know, gave it 4 back, and then 4 back.
Just been picking at it.
Yeah. When it's not the number that you think it is,
You got to creep up.
you gotta just ease up at it.
It's definitely, you can tell it likes it. I mean, you could probably pull it like 500 RPM less. It's honest, unless you want to see what that wrist does. Okay. Because like I said, it still has a cat on it, still like all this stuff. So it's got a cool little whistle on top. Here we go.
Once the limiter pulled back,
Yeah,
that was clean on the fuel, so
that's what it looks like too.
yeah. 1,000, and it was just, it kept getting rich up there. Like if you look at my fuel map, we would have never gotten anywhere with the FMU. See how much I've had to pull
Yeah.
back here? With
Yeah.
the FMU, I would have been down
silly
here.
looking, yeah.
Like these cells would have been down here.
Yeah, anytime your fuel pressure's over 100, it's a
Yeah.
little weird.
Well, like we don't even know what pumps in this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It could be factory, honestly.
Yeah.
That's probably plenty. That's cool.
Yeah.
It could definitely use like an Accord lower pulley, something big to really spin stuff harder, but that's just where it's gonna land.
Yeah, and like I've just got a little bit of drivability, but the drivability I feel like I've gotten pretty good. Like
Yeah, if he's planning to drive this back to Missouri, he's wild.
honestly, the way the drivability looks, it probably do all right. On
Yeah.
pump gas, I bet this thing would still get 25.
25 pounds.
What PSI is it at?
2. Making 2 pounds. And I did 2.8. I did stick him the belt. Just so you know.
Oh, I heard it's cute.
It stinks it's not all cleaned up, but
It's making about 2.5 before it rolls over. Once it's rolling down.
I really like the white on the Preludes.
yeah.
If this thing was clean,
Yeah.
you'd really be like it. He
But he
went
just
through
towed
a
it.
blizzard.
Yeah.
Like he went through. So he lives in St. Louis. He went and bought it in Utah, towed it here, and then he's gonna drive it
Drive it back.
to St. Louis.
Heck yeah.
That's wild.
So we probably gotta wash his window for him to leave.
Yeah, you can't even see.
I can't.
I can't even see you.
You're out there. I can't see you.
Yeah.
Hey, but the valve cover's blinging. All right, we're gonna make another one to round this out, finalize it all, and see how she does. All right.
I just must have grabbed that belt a little better right
Yeah.
there.
Take it back. 61,000 original miles.
And then he got new wiper blades to put on those wipers. And put them
Okay. The nuts are just by the dyno computer.
Okay.
It is cool. Phone's kind of dirty though. Do you need some sandpaper? So headed back to Missouri.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a cool car.
It's a cool car.
Makes me smile every time I see it.
So you just bought it and like, here we go.
Here we go. Like the adventure was crazy. Like I flew in from St. Louis Thursday night, stopped in Denver, then flew to Utah. Met the guy Friday around noon because I do remote work. Met him. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll put these on some cool places.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole journey.
It sounds like an adventure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Cause you rented like a Penske truck or something,
Just
a
truck,
trailer, and
Yeah, that's all we do.
now you're gonna drive home.
The problem is all these are junk everywhere I went.
Yeah.
So it's not this one.
60,000 miles.
Yeah, it's low mileage.
Just been sitting forever, huh?
Probably 3 years, I think. Yeah.
Or more, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. So
Cool.
thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you. Drive safe. When they were designed.
He was the one that helped develop all that. Back when Brent's crews, all they did was kick up dust. They didn't
This-
have paved roads.
You're just lucky we had the OBD1 stuff here, honestly. 'cause
Yeah, he would have been screwed.
They've been stuck otherwise.
Good thing Brent's got those pile of H-series parts everywhere.
Good thing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. How old are you? 50, 48, 49?
49.
He just turned 49. About
Yeah,
to
no
be
problem.
45, so.
Thanks
sir.
again,
I
brother.
appreciate it. Super cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Have a good
awesome.
night,
You
guys.
too, bro. Drive safe. Keep us posted. Send us pictures cleaned up.
Baby, man, you're not just enough. Not yep. Yep.
The H's are like the best. They're awesome.
They're no B series, but I ain't split an H in half yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's dirty, but it's clean.
Yeah, it's dirty but clean. I didn't realize that 60K on it.
Yeah.
60,000 miles.
Yeah. I was thinking I would at least hit the car wash on the way here. Yeah, right.
Whatever.
Okay.